let's just speak Arsenal. So they signed Fabio Vieira, a guy that I really did not know much about until recently. I was watching some stuff on YouTube, and he reminds me a little bit of Bruno in a way. Of
Mhm.
his, he's a very ambitious player. He likes to pick out those passes and likes to take chances. So I think that's going to be a really interesting personality to have at Arsenal because you already have a really good a passer in Odegaard, and you've got guys like Smith Rowe, and then their attack involving Saka, bringing in Jesus and Ketia, who just signed a deal there, and then Martinelli, and really good performances for them last year. And then their back line, I think, is pretty sturdy. Bringing in Ben White last year, I don't think it was the best first season for him, but I think he'll take steps forward this year. Gabriel, another guy that has done pretty well for them in his couple seasons there, and at left back, it's Tierney or it's Zinchenko this year, and then at right back it's I'm actually like blanking. Was it Tamiyasu?
Yeah, Tamiyasu.
Tamiyasu. So goalkeeper, it's looking like Ramsdale has that on lock. I don't know. I was kind of surprised Leno didn't leave. Did he leave? I don't think he left.
There's like rumors
Rumor?
I think that like they were talking about Fulham on like a loan deal or some one of those teams that just got promoted. I think are like looking at him because I know Dean Henderson.
Dean Henderson, yeah.
Yeah, he went to I think was it Nottingham Forest or
Yep.
something. Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty common for backup keepers who go on loan elsewhere where they can get more playing time. So I think he's going to be next. I just don't know where.
Yeah. I mean, and those are probably one of the best backup keepers that you could have with Leno and Dean Henderson. Um, they who was their Martinez, used to be their backup goalkeeper like for a while, and he was just getting opportunities during the COVID year, and I was shocked that they let him leave. And then,
A lot of people were upset that they let him
yes,
leave. Like, yeah, it was a lot of
oh,
people thought he was better than Leno and stuff. So,
yeah,
I mean,
so
he's been good. I think it's good. I mean, for Argentina, it's really good that they found somebody like that, especially like just in time for the World Cup. But yeah, I
exactly,
mean, I think they're okay. I think Arsenal's okay that they
yeah,
found Ramsdale, but in in the moment, people were pretty pissed that he left.
yeah. Martinez was really good during that the season where there wasn't any fans in the stadium. I just was seeing him make a lot of crazy saves. I'm like, where'd this guy come from? But yeah, Arsenal, man, I'm just wondering if they're top four already. That's my thing. They seem like they had it until the end last year, where they just lost some key games. I think they lost to Newcastle, and then they lost their North London derby, and that just it collapsed for them. But it's about putting consistent results in with a very young team. Um, I think you have to keep faith in Arteta. I don't think you can just like move on from that. And like you said with the whole manager thing, like he's getting back, he's bringing in these players. So they need to get acclimated to his system, and I think that just takes time. They'll make progressions this year for sure. I don't know if that'll take them to the top four. I think a team like United and Tottenham are a little bit more experienced than they are, but they're making steps in the right direction, and they're going to be an exciting team to watch this year. No doubt about that.
Yeah, I think actually last year, with what they had, I thought even being in the top four discussion and being in that position for most of the year, like I thought that was a big overachievement. And there's a lot of Arsenal fans, especially the older ones, that remember when they were winning the league and stuff like that. That it's like, oh no, this is Arsenal standard is not you know moral victories and all that. And I'm like, hold on a sec, like you got to look at some of the names in the squad compared to the other teams around them. Like I thought what they did last year was super ahead of schedule. And so if they can take another step forward, I think that it's the worst thing you can do right now is to fire Arteta and bring in a new manager. Like I thought people got a little carried away with some of the comments that they overachieved because they absolutely did. I mean, the average age of their squad last year was like 24 or 20, like something super young.
Yeah.
And bringing in Gabriel Jesus, uh, I think it'll help them. I don't think his production is going to be as good just because he's not playing with the same level of players. But I think it does help what they're trying to do.
Mhm.
Yeah, the two biggest guys I'm looking at is Saka. I mean, we all know his talent. Can he take that next step and just really become one of the 10 best players in the Premier League? So I'm looking at that, and then I'm also looking at Smith Rowe, because when Smith Rowe plays, he just gives them a different element. I'm not saying he's like Kevin De Bruyne, but like he's kind of does what Kevin De Bruyne does for them, just at a lesser level.
Mhm.
And his issue is that he just keeps getting hurt, and so he can't consistently get momentum in game time. And for like a young player, that's super big. Another guy that they're bringing into the center back is William Saliba, who they signed a couple years ago.
Right. Yep.
He's been on loan for 3
Yeah.
years. I really like him. He was really good, I think, for Marseille last year. And if they can have him like be like a sturdy force at the back, like he's going to take one of the two spots from their starters currently. I just think he's that good of a player. So I'm keeping my eye on him too. But I think because Tottenham improved so greatly, I think they're probably going to end up in the 5 or 6 spot. But they should really focus on trying to win the Europa League this year.
Yeah, if they won that, that'd be really big for them. But
Because
yeah,
the automatic qualifier, that's what I was trying to get at, is like if you can't qualify in your league and you have another pathway to get an automatic qualification to the Champions League,
mhm.
then that's where your focus needs to be. But I don't know if they're thinking that far ahead yet.
Yeah, I see what you mean. They have the talent. It's really just about putting up consistent numbers. And another guy that left was Lacazette. I think he went back to Lyon. So yeah, they have the talent. It's just consistency with them. And then Saliba, like you brought up, I thought he was even ready last year, honestly.
Yeah, I did too.
So we'll see. We'll see if they have plans for him, to be honest. I like his game from what I've seen him doing in some other leagues. And then brought up their Europa League a little bit. I think really Arsenal's only competitor for anybody in their Europa League is probably Man United. Um, and I was surprised Man United even finished with a Europa League spot, considering how bad they were last year. It was just like we're losing every single game, and we had still had the chance to be in the talk for Europa League. I'm like, how, you know? But
Yeah, it got a little closer at the end. I was wondering if it was we were going to see like a conference league, and I'm like,
yeah, I was
I
like,
couldn't imagine that. But it was close there for a second. So thankfully they didn't get it.
yeah, that would have been tragic.